guys, Midwest Picker here. So I got Little Midwest with me, my partner in crime. We're going out sourcing today. Today will be a little bit different. What's the date today? March 14th, day one of quarantine. I'm not going to talk too much about COVID-19. That's been talked to death already. I'm going to try to keep this video light and fun. So what we're doing is we're going out and we're supporting our local businesses and our mom and pop businesses, local community. They're getting really hit hard. And I'm not talking Burger King and Salvation Army. They're big and they can absorb a downturn in sales. I'm talking about small restaurants, mom and pop thrift stores, little antique malls. A downturn in sales can destroy their business. So we're going to go out today sourcing. We're going to be smart about it. We're not going to go anywhere where there's large crowds, but we're going to try to help support the small businesses. I do have a private pick. My friend Dave has some stuff for sale. He has high-end stuff out of my price range, but he does have some stuff I might be able to afford. So he's featured in an earlier video. I'll put the episode number up here. One of my really early videos, the production value is not very good. I don't know, episode 6 or something like that. So we had a good time. Him and I went out sourcing, spent the day together. Super nice guy. We're going to go to his house later today after lunch. Right now we're going to go to Antique Mall here in Grand Rapids on 28th Street I think it's called Wally's Treasures. I'll put a picture up here above me. He has an antique mall. He started out a really small store on South Division. I think he was only open on Saturdays, and now he's gone mega full-time. He has an antique mall 6 days a week. He still has some space open if anybody's interested in renting a spot. I believe it's $50 a month. So we're going to go check out Wally's. He has a sale right now going on for 30 days starting today. I believe it's 10 to 35% off depending on the vendor. So we're going to go check that out. And yeah, we're going to have a good time. We got our snacks. We always get snacks. We stop at our local Wesco. We get snacks for the road. Because when you're out treasure hunting, you got to have your energy and your caffeine. So we got that. Weather's not bad. It is a balmy 30 degrees. There is no snow on the ground. Roads are bone dry. Perfect driving weather. Traffic is light for a Saturday. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know how much video I'm going to get in Wally's or my friend Dave or occasional mom and pop thrift store that we're going to support. I don't know how much video I'm going to get, so we'll just have to wait and see. And then when I get home, I'll show you what I sourced, what I paid for it, what I think it'll sell for, and how it will ship. So that's the whole point of this channel, is helping new people to reselling, either local pickup or selling online and shipping it. So I think that's helpful, more helpful than just a bolo, but to know what I sourced it for, where I sourced it, what I paid for it, etc. So that seems to be the most helpful, and I'm very transparent. A lot of people will tell you bolos, but they don't want to tell you what they paid for it, and then sometimes they forget to talk about shipping, or that's just not, the subject of their video. So I try to cover all the bases in my videos, so more to come. That is a cool frame. Look at all the radiant glass. Presidents. That's kind of cool. Pyrex heaven. Never seen so much Pyrex in my life. $150 for the set, just about everything. And if you see anything, I can always come back. I would like to have that. What? Neil Diamond? Yeah, you like Neil Diamond? Yeah, a bunch of stuff. There's some nice glass. Glowy. There's a big glowy. A big glowy. But it's a big price, $20. But it's on, is it on sale? I'll have to look and see if it's on sale. That's kind of cool. I think Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, might like this booth. Lots and lots of ashtrays. Everywhere an ashtray. I'm going to shut this off and check the prices. Yeah, la la. Harry Humstone, lanterns. Ooh, there's an old one right there. Oh, $40. There's a piece on there. Alright guys, we're back in the eBay cave. That was a fun day. It was pretty busy. We got out a little late, about 10 a.m., hit the road. So we hit 3 thrift stores and an antique mall. I was not able to get a hold of my friend Dave. No harm, no foul. I'll get a hold of him some other time. He has some really high-end stuff, so I got a pocket full of cash. So we'll meet up some other time. But he's usually a night owl. He's up really late and probably sleeps in, or I'm the opposite. I go to bed at 10 p.m. and I get up at 5 a.m. So we're on opposite time schedules, but that's okay. We'll connect soon. So when I do get anything from him and I do source anything, I'll let you know that. That looks like a pillow. That's a big pile of paper. So today it was a busy day, crazy day. I wouldn't say I hit a home run. It's hard to say. And I made the mistake again. I bought something to keep because I just like this. So 2 new items that I've never seen out in the wild. I've only seen online that I did find today. So this is pretty cool. So let's get into it. So one of my stops was at a Habitat for Humanity Restore thrift store. If you're not familiar with that, they kind of sell like construction materials and equipment, commercial, residential, anything from kitchen cabinets to appliances to furniture, nails and screws and nuts and bolts and all that. Everyone is a little different. Mine has everything from plumbing supplies, electrical supplies. There's even a gentleman that sells raw wood to this store, and it's kind of like if you cut a big tree lengthwise, it's like planks, but they're like raw wood with the bark on it. It's super expensive. It's like $200 a chunk, and it's so big you could almost make a countertop out of it. It's just beautiful. But they have glass, they have ceiling fans, they've got it all. So I did find this item. This is called Trend Net patch panel. Looks like this. It's new in the box. I don't even know what it is, but it was $1. So maybe I'll put a picture up here. I don't know. So I looked it up on eBay when I was in the store. Didn't find a lot that were exactly like this, but similar. So when I got home, I looked it up. I paid $1, like I said. I'm going to list it for $24.95. It's currently on Amazon for $32 and Newegg.com for $39. It's a gizmo, has something to do with computers and networking. I'm sure someone in the comments will know what it is. But this is an odd shape. You see how long it is. It's about 1.5 pounds. So I'm going to have to Frankenbox this, and it will ship priority mail calculated at the 2-pound rate, and that's what I'm going to charge the buyer. The next place I went was an antique mall. I mentioned this in the previous video when we were in the car. Wally's Treasures Antique Mall. Long story, but super nice guy. Had a little tiny store in Grand Rapids, only open on Saturday, and he pulled the trigger and opened an antique mall, which is almost completely full of vendors' booths, which is really cool. And they have 3 sales a year. Right now he's having a 6-day sale. Starts today, March 14th, and it's only 6 days. The vendors can do whatever they want, from 5% to 35%. So I did find a couple vendors that had stuff at 30% off, which was pretty neat. And I got 2 items there. This first one I'll put a picture up here because it's easier, but these little postcards called Daffy Dill, really old, between 1913 and 1918. That's the postage stamp. So these were probably printed in 1910 or 12. So yeah, they're all different. I paid $1.70 a piece. I'm going to lot these up in a group of 4. Not super popular. There's very few online for sale. There was millions and millions of different kind of postcards at the turn of the century. I just thought it was kind of cool, and the price was right because it was on sale. So I'll lot these up for $29.95 plus free shipping. The reason it's free is because they're so light. I mean, all 4 of these plus the padded envelope and cardboard sandwich, whatever I put together, it's only going to be 6 ounces at the most. So I'll just eat the shipping. That's no big deal. And I'll have best offers turned on because there's no comparison at all. I just don't even know what they're worth. So $29.95 best offers. If somebody offers me something reasonable, I'll take it. This next one is something I saw Tim from Over the Years talk about. He has these in his Etsy store, I'm sure. I've seen these online. I've never seen one in person, so I was really excited to see it. I have to read this from the script because it's lengthy. This is a Fenton uranium glass satin custard basket. So this is what it looks like. I know my sister Michelle is going to freak when she sees this. It's kind of like a lime green in person, but on video it's kind of looks white, but it's not. Maybe I'll kill the lights here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's better. So you can see it's definitely glowing. In person, it's just really cool. But it's uranium glass. Let me fix the lights again. It's uranium glass. I paid full price. It was not on sale. It was $30. So I don't normally do that, but because, I don't know if that shows better. Because it's so cool, it's a keeper. I just really love it. It's really nice. I think it's called custard glass. So I did look it up. There's one identical on Poshmark for $70. One on Etsy for $40. If you don't know Fenton, it says Fenton. It's signed right here, but it's impressed into the glass. It's really difficult to see, but it is there. I checked it over, really good. There's no damage anywhere. Unless somebody tells me down in the comments it's worth $100, I think I'm just going to keep it. Sorry about the lighting. I keep playing with it because once I turn the lights off and turn them back on, they're never the same. This next item, I'll put a picture up here. This was a thrift store called Bethany's Thrift. And this is a tapestry, or tapestry, however you want to say it, probably tapestry, of Bruce Lee. And it was on sale. It was 50% off. So it was marked, I don't know, $14.99. I got it for $7. So I bought this to cover my closet. I have a closet off here that you can't see, full of boxes and bubble wrap, and it looks like a disaster. So I just hang this from the top down, and it kind of covers half the closet opening. So then I don't have to look at all the, what looks like trash isn't trash, but it just makes the office look better, and I'm a fan of Bruce Lee, so I thought, why not? It's half off. It's a Christian-based thrift store, a mom-and-pop thrift store, and it goes for a good cause. Now my light is playing tricks on me. It just shut off. Sorry about that. I'm sure I could have found this Bruce Lee tapestry online cheaper, but it's for a good cause, so why not? Next one is another item I've seen online but never saw in the wild. It's this Noritake serving dish. It's a really big one. I don't want to drop it. This is circa 1924 to 1935. The reason I know that is because of the maker's mark. It's easier to put a picture up here. This is a cherry blossom maker's mark. It just says made in Japan, I think. Yeah, it says made in Japan and a cherry blossom. It doesn't say Noritake anywhere. It doesn't have the big M for the family's last name anywhere. It's just a cherry blossom. So this is where knowledge is power. So if you are at a flea market, a garage sale, a thrift store, and you see, I'll put this pattern picture up here somewhere too. You see this pattern from a distance, and I've seen so many of them, I know right away it's vintage Noritake, and you'll learn that too. Just pick it up and flip it over. If it's a contemporary modern Noritake maker's mark, you probably don't want to buy it. I paid $5 for this serving dish with lid, but this is vintage and it's really old. There's not a lot of them available on eBay, and the cherry blossom maker's mark fools a lot of people. They have just no idea what it is. So in a previous video, I bought a fruit bowl on a pedestal with handles, and it had the M as the maker's mark, and they wanted like $2 for it. Now, had it said Noritake, then they would have figured it out. They'd probably want $8 or $9 for it. So look for this cherry blossom maker's mark. That is Noritake. So once you know that, then you know what to look for. This one does have some issues. The gold gilding is a little worn on this handle on the lid, but there are no cracks, chips, or damage anywhere on it. It does need to be cleaned up. All of these things are a little dirty. Except for that Fenton, which I'm keeping. But this is, I'm going to clean this up, and if you haven't seen my previous videos, I use rubbing alcohol and a Kleenex. The reason I use a Kleenex and not a paper towel is because Kleenex tends to not scratch. So there's, I don't know what you call it. It's a clear glaze on a lot of this porcelain and bone china, and I just don't want to take a chance of scratching it. But rubbing alcohol will take off the glue from the tape. This one here had the notorious shipping tape wrapped all around it. That's a new thing that thrift stores seem to be doing so that the lid doesn't get separated, but it's creates such a mess. I'm going to have to clean this up. But yeah, this will ship kind of expensive. This will go priority mail at the 4-pound rate. It'll be calculated. So yeah, paid $5 for it. I'm going to list this for $49.95 with offers turned on, and the buyer will pay shipping. The last two items are these ties. I'm not a big tie guy. If you want to learn about ties, go to Rockstar Flipper's YouTube channel, Casey Paris, and look for his tie video. I think he purchased 3,000 or 4,000 ties at wholesale for about 80 cents a piece, and then he flipped those at a regular retail price, anywhere from $8 to $12. He's a high volume, full-time business owner. I'm not that high volume. I just pick a tie if I find it. So I know ties that have value. So this one here, I'll put a picture up here. This is a Brooks Brothers silk tie. I paid $1.50 for it. The prices are all over the place from $8 to $20. So I'm just going to list this for $15.99 plus first class shipping on top. This next one is a bolo. I didn't know what this was when I saw it. Just looking at that, it just looks like an ordinary blue tie. So I just quickly go through the ties and I flip them around and I look at the tag, and I'll put a picture up here. Here's the tag. That probably doesn't tell you much there, but it is a Jerry Garcia tie. That's a bolo. So if you see any Jerry Garcia ties, they're extremely collectible. People go crazy for these. I'm not sure why, but they do. I'm sure if you had a Grateful Dead concert t-shirt, that would sell very well too. These are limited. I mean, Jerry Garcia had his own line of ties. They sold for a little while, then they stopped. So people do like to collect these and buy these. I paid up a little bit. It was $5, which is a little bit more than I want to pay for a tie. But because it was Jerry Garcia, I bought it. And the prices are all over the place, just like other things. $18, $29, $59, $69. $18. Some people will put these at auction. I don't recommend that. I saw some completed auctions for only $4 or $5 because only one person bid on it. Unless you know you have a hot item that's going to go really well, you have to be careful with auctions. If you look at completeds for the Noritake too, there's auctions for these Noritake serving dishes that ended at $2 or $5 or $6 because only one person bid. You got to be very careful with that. This one I'm going to list for $29.95 shipping on top, first class, and I'll have best offers turned on. One thing I do want to talk about, how to ship a tie. This is a controversial topic because everybody has an opinion. The first thing new resellers want to do is ship it as cheap as possible. So the first thing you have in mind is either a poly mailer or a padded envelope. And you know, well, if I do that, it's only 6 ounces, first class, the shipping is cheap. That's true, but this is a Jerry Garcia tie. This is not a Walmart tie. So this is collectible. So what I like to do is I get a small box, 4x4x6, and I like to take the tie and I like to roll it like this. And I'll do it better than this, but I roll it like this, and I'll put it in a little Ziploc bag, squeeze the air out of it, wrap it in bubble wrap, put it in the small box. It'll still go first class, 8 or 9 ounces, but this is a collectible tie. If you put it in a poly mailer or a padded envelope, those things get stepped on, they get crushed in between boxes, they get kicked around. If it shows up to the buyer's house all twisted and mangled and just mashed, they are going to be mad. This is a Jerry Garcia tie. Like I said, it's not a Walmart tie. So take the extra step and the extra 50 cents or a buck and put it in a nice small box. I do this all the time with action figures and other items that are collectible. You don't want to send this in a padded mailer. It just looks lazy. And the few cents that you save, you're going to make the buyer potentially very angry. So this Brooks Brothers tie, this tie, they're just going to go in a tiny box, still first class, not a big deal. So that's it, guys. That's my video today. I did sell some stuff. I sold 3 things, but that's going to be on another video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed and you just landed here, hit that subscribe button. Then you'll get notified if you hit the bell the next time I have a video. I'm doing a lot more live videos too, so watch out for those. And put any questions you have down in the comments. If I miss anything, like what I paid for an item or how it will ship, put that question down in the comments. When I make videos, I try to tell you very transparent where I bought it, what I paid for it, what I'm going to try to sell it for, and how it will ship and how much it will cost to ship it. So if I forgot something, put that down in the comments. If you have any questions about any of the stuff I showed you, put that down in the comments. That's it, guys. Soon, in a couple days, I'll make a what sold. I did sell 3 things in the last couple days, so I'm kind of falling behind on the what sold videos. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.